Let the press report that when he came to Holland, he was greeted with those that stood up and cheered. Because they understood and understand the story he put on screen was the focus point of what this was all about. And the story and the glory he gets for telling our story is bigger than anything else that you want to raise in the dialogue. Let's hear some words from our brother, Nate.
Bravo, Nate. Bravo.
Thank you, Nate. I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am to be here. How happy I am that will be offered to the world this weekend. They tried to bury his legacy, but they did not know he was a seed. And we are going to eat from the fruit of that tree of liberation and resistance. I first want to tell you thank you. I want to tell you happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Your life has meant so much to so many. I feel honored. I'm trembling not because of that, because of this. I'm like, this is, I'm just going to get closer and lean on him a little bit, try to get some of that. So I just want to thank you all for
Come on, back up.
Y'all hear me in the back? All right? All right, all right.
He preached in the movie, so he can yell.
When I grew up, I didn't have Nat Turner. I had stories about our ancestors, the ones that laid down, and I had stories about the others that helped them up, the Honest Abe's, Jeffersons, Eli Whitney and the Cotton Gin. But I never learned about people that looked like me, that had a voice in the narrative of our liberation. So when I made this film, what I wanted was, I wanted that 12-year-old young boy, young girl to be able to have Nat Turner growing up. That the idea of a black, educated resistor wouldn't be an oxymoron, but it would be something that they could aspire to. That they could look at their community and say, I can do something in my community. I can affect change. I can be a part of the change that I want to see. And the Bible says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That's the reason why this exists. I stepped away from Hollywood for about 2 years to make this project. Some told me I shouldn't do it. Some told me I better not do it. Others told me if I did it, there will probably be consequences. But God. No weapons, right? You know, be of good cheer if I've overcome the world. I keep telling myself that. A lot of these people don't know my father. It says when you walk in this purpose, right? You love the Lord and walk his purpose. It's nothing like feeling like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like feeling like you're doing the thing that God wants you to do. In spite of anything else, I'm planted, I'm calm, I'm at peace. Because I know that this thing right here is going to help us. For too long, we've been miseducated about who we are, who we were. Nat Turner wasn't the only person that stood up. There were many. He wasn't the only one that revolted. He wasn't the only one that resisted. There were those that fought with axe handles and broomsticks like him. There were ones that broke tools so they didn't have to work, maimed themselves, poisoned their masters. So the idea that we've laid down and never stood against our oppressors is alive. Everything we need is in our community. We have to be less concerned with how other people see us, more concerned about how we've been conditioned to see ourselves. All right, all right.
And that is what I hope this film inspires. The legacy of Nat Turner means so much to me because it breaks every mental shackle that says that we're not worthy, saying we have no value, that we don't care about our kids, that we've never sacrificed on behalf, or that we've just waited and waited and waited for other people to be the change in our communities. That's not true. Because there are educators in here, there are people of faith in here, there are veterans in here, there's so many people in this room, and every day they aspire to affect change in our communities. We want to lift them up. I just hope that this film is just a bit of inspiration. Because one of the things that Frederick Douglass says, he said, when I became free, I began to see the effect slavery had not only on slave, but on slave master. There's been a trauma that has been passed down that we are all internalizing. That we all are. It affects us all every single day. And until we affect that trauma, we'll be living the same cycles. It's been a very interesting week in this country. You know, I was communicating with the Reverend. He was like, I'm going here, I'm dealing with that, I'm going here, I'm dealing with that, I'm going here. He's always stood up. He's always been there. That's right. Right? But we have to stand up and help him. I'm an artist. I'm not a Reverend. I'm an artist. But I put my art next to him for everything that he stands for, everything he's done in our community. And the hope is that as we listen to his words and we're inspired, that we can have art that will inspire our young people. We can have education that is culturally responsible, that affects our young people. Because, real quick, everyone had a yearbook in high school, right? First thing you do when you open it up is what? Look for your picture. If you're not there, are you going to buy that $37 book? No. So when we think about our communities, there's not a lack of capacity in our communities. It's just not being cultivated. They're not there. When you don't feel included, why do you want to engage? Right. So stories like Nat Turner have to be in our schools. So when the young brother that has that chip on his shoulder, doesn't know where it comes from, doesn't know how to get it off, he can look and say, what would Nat Turner have done? And what can I do with the tools I have? Anyone that's talking about hate or violence, come on. You just give them that look like, really? And question. Until none of us will let, well, what was I talking about? Oh. Okay. And then what? We didn't have the right to assemble, but we have it now. Now, if Nat Turner would have Facebook, if Harry would have had Twitter, at everybody, we're leaving tonight. It would have been a different revolution, right? So we have to use the tools we do have. The great lie is that we're doomed. That's it. The great lie is that apathy. Well, we're done. That's that. My grandma would say, I rebuke everyone that says that in the name of Jesus. All we need is right here. You know, a lot of people do a lot more important things than me, but I do believe that I was called to be a filmmaker for a very specific reason. My art is a function of my activism. I aspire to be like this man to my right and so many others that came before me, my ancestors. So I hope that a film like this can create the opportunity to make more films. They can attack me, but they're not going to take my voice. I'm going to keep making stories for our people, keep making stories that elevate us, that tell our stories. And I just feel blessed that you all are supportive and that I have you here with me. I love you guys more than you ever know.
Let me say this. Where is Chris? I saw Chris from the husband. I remember when I was a young kid in the movement, just starting, 12 years old, they brought me to Black Expo.